Began with a stunning devastation as fires continue to burn out of control around Los Angeles.
Steve Nielsen is back on the ground for us tonight in a neighborhood where very little is left standing.
Don, Scott, we're back here at the Eaton fire in Altadena for night 2 here as the crews continue to try to put this out. As you can see, something we saw a lot of yesterday that's still going on tonight are these gas fires and all of these destroyed properties where this fire just ripped through this area. The problem is the gas lines ruptured. The flames were obviously here. There's still gas running through the system, so they can't seem to shut that off everywhere. That was one of the things we really saw a lot of the mop-up cleanup duties happening from firefighters today, was going around trying to shut off the gas. The problem is we're talking about hundreds, if not thousands of homes they're trying to go around and do that with. The fear being that if any of these flames got bigger, maybe one of the homes that actually survived this fire could have a potential issue. Another challenge that crews have had just trying to get around today. Take a look at this. This is a site we see all over the place on these streets with this destruction. This is a telephone pole just laying completely sideways here. Wires, down lines, they are just all over the place. None of them have power. They've shut off power in the area. The problem, though, is that when you have those lines draped across the street, they just become a barrier and an impediment for the fire trucks to be able to get to homes, to be able to respond to some of these flare-ups, some of these gas fires, things like that that have been going on here. Other issues that have been going on for the fire crews out here as this fire has turned deadly. Drones. We've had drones in the air, which are not authorized right now. And in fact, the FAA says that one of the firefighting planes tonight collided with a drone. Thankfully, that firefighting plane was able to land safely after colliding with the drone, but obviously the FAA is investigating now, concerned about how that might interact with these planes in the future, so trying to put out that message. The other message, the human message that's been here today. I have talked with countless people here today that are shocked, they're devastated, they have lost everything, but there's also a hopefulness, this forward-looking thought that I've heard from all of them, that although this might take not just months, years, potentially decades to recover from, this is a community that feels like they'll be able to do that, and they're looking forward to that future, but right now, they're sitting in this devastation. For Fox 32, Chicago, Steve Nielsen.
Our Los Angeles sister station is on the front lines of the wildfires. Many of our colleagues, for them, this is a personal tragedy.
We want to bring you a minute of their coverage live right now. This is Fox 11 in L.A.
Reenact what's going on. It was like fire bombs everywhere, and it was just exploding and burning. So
you packed up the family and you left, and then what happened after that?
So packed up the family, left. When we were leaving, I noticed that my sister's car was still in front of the house. Everybody was getting alerts to leave and get out. So the next day, I come back, her car is still sitting there, so I had to go back to figure out if you know, she was still there, basically. So my cousin, EJ, brave as he is, said, you know, I'll go and see what's going on. And he took a shovel, climbed over the debris, and started moving stuff around. And from there, he saw like a hip bone, and just, that's when he knew that.
Again, that was Fox 11 live in L.A. A lot of people just telling their stories. Devastating. Yeah. So I was hearing, though, that the wind was dying down, which is a good thing, obviously.
It is, but that is temporary. So it's not going to last for all that much longer. Let's take a look at this map here. We have those north winds coming in, so that offshore flow, and that has diminished over the last 12 to 16 hours or so, but we're still seeing those occasional wind gusts as high as about 30 to 60 miles per hour, and that's going to take us through tonight and then tomorrow they could potentially pick up just a little bit more. And I also want to draw your attention to the drought monitor. So over this location from Los Angeles all the way down toward basically the Mexican border, we have a severe drought that's close to the Pacific, and that's of course aiding in this as well. We are looking at a fire weather warning remaining in effect all the way through 8 p.m. tomorrow in this location. Here at home, we are drawing all of our attention over to snow. I'll have that forecast coming up.
Tonight, as firefighters continue to battle multiple wildfires throughout Southern California, their job is again getting more difficult and more dangerous. The Santa Ana winds, which had calmed down for much of the morning and afternoon hours, are again gaining in strength. Now, we want to focus on the two biggest blazes, which have charred more than 30,000 acres. First, to the Eaton fire. That's on the east end of Los Angeles County. It has destroyed more than 10,000 acres, and late this afternoon reached the summit of Mount Wilson, threatening the broadcast transmitters of every major television and radio station in Southern California. The good news for Angelenos is that every news station is on fiber optic cable and also streaming, so residents can still get vital information. Now to the Palisades fire. This is the most destructive in the history of Los Angeles County. We want to show you video of neighboring Topanga Canyon, which wasn't spared the flames. This cell phone video coming courtesy of a personal friend of mine. This is what it looks like after being forced to evacuate your own home and then escape by car through the firestorm. The Palisades fire is 0% contained tonight, destroying more than 1,100 structures, with more than tens of thousands of people being evacuated, nearly 300,000 power outages, and a boil order in effect for the entire area, which has been extended into the weekend as water shortages continue to hamper firefighting efforts.